Hey guys, it's Megan. Thanks for watching this video. A lot of people have requested this, especially people who are close to me and kind of know about what's going on with me. I've been making up excuses as to why I can't record this video. I've been saying like, oh, I don't have the perfect place to record. I can't record in my house because there's not really good lighting. Shout out to my friend Armani though, because today he was just like, hey, just go record it in the field. Like, go record in your field. And I was like, the field? Of course, I'm not going to go and record in my field because it's too high. But I was like, I'll just come and sit outside and get this thing over with because it's peaceful out here. So let me just jump right into it and get to the main point of this video. Back in November of 2018, kind of probably like October, I was starting to have like some back pains and just like not really feeling good, like overall physically. Like I had some kind of like those strips for your back. I was buying a lot of those and like the creams and stuff like that. I told my mom like I just need to buy a new bed. Like I kept blaming it on my bed. So one night while I was laying in bed, of course, I'm trying to massage my shoulder and stuff, but one day I kind of started having some pains in my breast. So I kind of just started like trying to massage it, and I found a knot. So of course it made me nervous. I started Googling stuff, and they were saying that signs of like breast cancer, I don't know how true it is because, you know, they put anything on Google, but they were saying that one of the signs for breast cancer would be back pain, like in the same area as the breast that was hurting. So my left side was hurting, and I had found the knot here. So I went to my mom and was like, hey, I found this knot. My mom, she's like, Megan, you don't have a knot. I was like, Mama, please feel it. So my mom felt it, and she said, yeah, you do have a knot, but it's probably nothing, but you may need to go to the doctor and find out. Well, at that time, I didn't have any health insurance. So I was like, I really can't just go to the doctor. Maybe I should try to apply for some insurance and go to the doctor. So I started looking up the affordable health care policies online, and none of them really were affordable for me. And for the type of things that I was needing, it wasn't really affordable. But my mom, being the great woman that she is, suggested that I apply for the Care Credit Card. And she actually did it for me, and she was like, hey, you're approved. They're going to send it to you. And that was such a blessing. I kind of like went a couple of months after that, because this was all happening in November, and I probably went through December still not going to the doctor. I told my sister, I told my cousin, they both had felt it and was like, yeah, you got a knot. Told some friends of mine, they were like, you need to go to the doctor. Like, everybody was concerned, and I was like, I've got to try to make time for it. So I eventually scheduled an appointment with my doctor that I had seen years ago. And at that point, I was 28. Right now, I'm 29. I had not been to the doctor since I was 26 years old. So I looked on the Care Credit Card website. My doctor was in that network. They accepted Care Credit Card, so I was good. I called and scheduled to have a breast exam done, and they were like, well, you haven't been here in a while. Maybe you want to go ahead and get your yearly exam too. It's like, go ahead. I have this credit card. Let's just get everything I need done. So the earliest that they could get the appointment was in January, which was good for me. I had some stuff for work that I was trying to get done, so that was fine with me. And I was just glad that I actually had the appointment scheduled. So I went to the appointment in January, and I had the breast exam done. The doctor said that she didn't think that there was anything to be concerned about. It was probably just something hormonal. if you drink like coffee, like if you drink caffeine products, and I drink a lot of coffee, it will probably like hurt worse when it comes to it comes around the time for you to start your cycle if you're a woman. You know what I'm talking about. So that helped me, like that relieved a lot of my worry and my family's worries. She did schedule for me to go get a mammogram just to make sure and be safe, which I still have not done. But I had some other things that came up, and so I haven't gotten around to it. I probably should, but I haven't had any more pain in my breast since then. And anyways, I had my yearly exam, and before I left the doctor's office, she actually let me know that I had a bacterial infection. She gave me some antibiotics and just told me to take them all the way through. They would call me with my test results. It was just a pap smear. You know, I wasn't worried about it. I had my antibiotics. I was good. My breast was fine. I was good. I think I went to the doctor like that Tuesday, and by Friday, my nurse was calling me in a panic saying, hey, your scans came back abnormal. You need to schedule a biopsy as soon as possible. I had already spent probably close to $300 on that first visit on my credit card. So I was like, okay, how much is the biopsy going to be? Because I've got to get it done. If you're stressing the importance of it, I've got to get it done. So it's probably going to be $600. But let's just do it. I have to get it done. So I went ahead and scheduled that. I was extremely nervous because I've never gotten an abnormal scan before. I've never had a biopsy. I didn't know what any of that meant. Thankfully, my mom kind of calmed me down and explained everything to me. She's like, it probably was just the bacterial infection that you had. So we'll just go and we'll see. My mom wanted to go, my dad wanted to go, my sister wanted to go with me to get the biopsy done. I was like, I don't need anybody to go with me. It's fine. I'll go by myself. But my mom, being the woman that she is, she said, no, I'm going with you. And thankfully, she did because I needed that support. I went to get the biopsy done, and I had to wait for the test results. Kind of getting emotional now. I'm sorry. I got the biopsy done on a Tuesday. Sorry. That Friday, I found out that my aunt had passed away suddenly, so that was just kind of extra stress. So just talking about the story, it just kind of brings up those emotions all over again. Sorry. So I was dealing with that, and my doctor called back and said that they had found some abnormal cells on my cervix. The nurse that works there, she actually knows me, so she was like, we know that you're dealing with a lot right now with a death in the family, so we will just try to schedule it for whenever you can come in. Just call us back and schedule to come in and talk about treatment options. So I got through I got through dealing with my aunt and her homegoing services and all that, and went back in probably the week after we had the funeral. Sorry. It just really makes me sad. So I went back after we had all of that, and they diagnosed me with having SIN 1, possible SIN 2 on my cervix, and that is basically just cervical dysplasia. If you've never heard of it before, I had never really heard of it before. That's a lie. I had heard of it before because my mom actually had it when she was pregnant with me. she was not supposed to get pregnant, and I just ended up being like some miracle baby. So shout out to God. But that's the only time that I had heard of it. And my mom actually had stage 3. So there's 3 stages: stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Stage 3 is the stage before cervical cancer. So cervical dysplasia is basically precancerous cells on your cervix. It's not hereditary, so even though that my mom had it, she didn't give it to me. It just happened that I got it. So I was diagnosed with that, and my doctor, when we went into the room, thank God my mom was there with me again. Shout out to my mom. She's the best. She was asking a bunch of questions. Before we went in, when they had asked for me to come in and discuss treatment options, and I'm sorry if I'm going all over the place. I'm trying to make sure I update you on every little step. But before we had went in, I had been researching and kind of found out that I could heal myself. My mom was against it. My mom said, no, let's just like get them to freeze the cells and get rid of it that way. But I was very adamant on, no, I'm going to heal myself. So we went into the doctor's office, and the doctor was telling me that I had stage 1 in one area and possible stage 2 in the other area of my cervix. So she wanted to go ahead and do the LEEP procedure, the surgery. That is basically where they would slice the abnormal cells or the precancerous cells off of my cervix. So I think it's like, I don't know how much, it's like an inch or so of my cervix that would be cut off. And my mom actually spoke up and was like, will this hinder her from having kids? And the doctor basically said that it was possible. The cervical dysplasia itself would not ever hinder me from having kids, but the surgery, if I went ahead and had the surgery, because they are cutting my cervix, it may cause complications with me conceiving a child or carrying a child. My doctor said that she hasn't had many people have that issue, but it's a possibility. So when she said that, my mom was like, no, she's been talking about healing herself. Is that a possibility? And the doctor was like, yeah, when you have stage 1, you can easily heal yourself. Her only concern was because I may have possible stage 2. They didn't want to let me go and try to heal myself, and then it progresses into stage 3, which is the stage before cervical cancer, and that's what we don't want to get to. So the doctor was like, yeah, you seem pretty healthy. Like, do you smoke? I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do any of that. And she's like, yeah, you seem pretty healthy. I have faith that you would probably be able to heal yourself. It's not really a big area, but she just suggested that I get a multivitamin with fruits and vegetables, in it. Give me my daily fruits and vegetables. And she told me to increase my broccoli intake, eat a lot of broccoli. And she suggested that I don't go through any stress, because basically my immune system had been weakened, and it just caused this to come up, because I could have had this for years and years and years, but it's just now coming up because I have just like weakened my immune system. And if you know me and you know the things that I went through the year prior in 2018, I was going through some stress. So that was the game plan when I left. She gave me, that was January, she gave me until the month of May, and then I would go back and get my test results and see if it had progressed or not. As of right now, I have not been back to the doctor, and it's almost July. I did not have insurance, and so if I was going to have to get the surgery, I needed to be prepared. So my doctor was like, hey, you need to get some insurance by May when you come back. I was finishing up college, actually graduated in May. The job that I had did not offer health insurance, so I needed to find a new job. I went to a job interview on April 17th and actually got the job that day. And it was such a blessing because I had been trying to find a job. That just worked out perfectly. Everything that I wanted in this job happened. I wanted to work in Chattanooga again. I got it. I needed to give them my job at the time. I needed to give them a month's notice in order to get my severance pay. That was April 17th when I got the job. I was able to notify my job and put in my month's notice, and I graduated on May 18th. So every single thing worked out according to God's plan. Like, I just knew that this job was sent from God. So I got that job, and I was able to also, I wanted a week off after I graduated, and this job, like, it was just like, hey, why don't you just start on the 28th? So I started on the 28th, so that gave me a week off to just, like, rest from finishing up school and, you know, ending my other job, and so that was such a blessing. And I got my health insurance. It was installed on June 1st. So I've had insurance the whole month. But the new issue is my doctor actually left her company in April and moved to another company. I could have went in May, and I was just going to use that Care credit card again, you know, just max it all the way out because I was halfway there. But the facility that she moved to did not accept the Care credit card. And now my issue is they don't accept my insurance. So I'm in search of a new doctor, but in the second video that I'll make, I'll kind of go through like what I've been doing for the past few months to try to heal myself. I feel 10 times better. I'm not really concerned about it, not really stressing over it. I probably kind of cried that day because it was just a lot of stress. Like I said, I had lost my aunt. There's just like other things going on, so I probably like broke down in that moment. But ever since then, I've just kind of been good. Like, just gave it to God, and whatever happens, happens. I just believe that this body, my body, was fearfully and wonderfully made by God. That's my favorite Bible verse. And if God made this body, He made it to work the way that it's supposed to, so I should be able to heal myself. Just getting certain things out of my body that don't need to be there. And so I've just kind of been building up my immune system and just everything in my body to where cancer would not be able to thrive, to where these precancerous cells would not be able to thrive. That's just kind of what I've been doing since January. So the second video, I'll just go into detail about the little things that I've been doing, what I've changed up, how it's been going. And if you like this and if you're interested in it, just keep watching, because I know that this condition, this diagnosis is common. It's very common in women. But I personally had not been introduced to it. I didn't know anything about it until I got it. And it was really scary. And there's not much awareness that has been brought to this condition. And I feel like it should be. Like, women should be aware of this condition. This is nothing, like, it has nothing to do with me making this video. I just want to help somebody else. If there's a woman out there that is struggling with this, maybe they'll see something that I've done that can help them. Maybe you'll deal with it in the future. Maybe you're dealing with it right now. I don't know. God just kind of laid it on my heart. My friends, my family have laid it on my heart to just make this video and maybe help somebody else. Like I'm not doing this for myself. So if you're interested in going on this journey with me and seeing more videos from me, just continue watching. Please pray for me. Yeah, that's really it. Thank you for watching.